Look at me.
Previously on T-Man 978.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm going to be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 86, Autobot Jazz. And what I'm noticing, he is 86 number 1. Hasbro has been making the black guy number 1 recently in some of their toy lines, like with G.I. Joe Classified series. Roadblock is number 1. Is that their way of saying that we matter? But anywho, we got that artwork right there. Yeah, not too special. On the back, it's not too special, I mean. On the inside, here is the control room for Moon Base 1. Right here. He was over here, looking at that, with his partner, or buddy. Let me choose my words correctly. With his crewmate, Cliff Jumper right there. And they were seeing that Unicron was coming in about the killer, but that's how tall Cliff Jumper is next to Jazz. But anywho, we've gotten a few Jazz figures throughout the years. One Jazz figure, I just realized right before I started filming, I totally wrote him off. It's not even mattering. I grabbed a bunch of Jazzes to show that were G1 stylized or representative, and I forgot all about Power to Prime's Jazz. But anywho, this is the most cartoon accurate Jazz that they've released in the Hasbro mainline ever since G1, which isn't even super duper G1 to the accurate to the cartoon that is. But he doesn't have door wings at all. There's no way you can replicate that at all because of the transformation. He did have a little backpack on his back in the cartoon. I'm happy they didn't get rid of that, so Takara Tomy didn't have to make some crazy magic or have people super duper complain that he does have a backpack. And his body was a bit squat like this. In certain images, his chest was like really broad like that. So that's about accurate. Here's the feet and all that. They painted the visor a nice bright blue. They did the same with the headlights right there. So it's a different type of blue than what they normally paint. It's like really bright. And articulation, the head is on a ball joint. It can do that. And rotate. Arms go out like this. They're sculpted like that. Of course, they can rotate. I notice when I rotate this, I see this wheel turning right here. Elbows bend that much, swivel there. Wrists do this. Something that my friend Extra Zero has been promoting forever, is he thinks they should, instead of doing a hinge right here, they should put it on a ball joint, and you can get wrist rotation if they do that. They could have also put a freaking cover in there, but I guess that's above the budget, I guess. Even though this is one of the most simple transformations ever. He has a waist rotation. You kind of, depending on how you have this sitting, you can run the risk of bumping, but if you have it back, you can rotate the waist all the way to the side. Go out to there, come forward, close to 90 degrees. Goes back that much. I don't know what's making it. Oh, this is making it stop right here. You get thigh rotation. You get a knee bend that's 90 degrees. It's on a double joint because of transformation, but that looks ugly. And you do get ankle pivot right there. And the toe joint doesn't come forward. But one thing that's aggravating the crap out of me, and it makes it not fun to mess with, is this tab situation. I hate when they rely on connecting the knees by one little tab. Like the Seekers have a tab like that, but it also clicks in the back if you do it correctly, which I didn't do in some of my videos. But when you bend the knee or go to manipulate the legs, this is constantly detaching. See, because that's another issue that I brought up before. When you have some type of weak-ass connection like this, it's a hindrance when all the other joints are crazy tight. So that will work against you every time. So, that's frustrating. But other than that, it's decent. It looks like what he's supposed to look like, which is good. But the articulation wise is just freaking decent. Let's bring up the cartoon image right here. See how accurate they were able to get it. I might have even a back picture right there. There's that. Here he is next to Optimus Prime. Let's throw in Soundwave. They were constant rivals because they were music related. Everybody's favorite Bumblebee. 3 of the few Autobots to survive the movie massacre. Alright, here's a shot with the 1984 Deluxe Autobot car group right here. All the original Autobots minus Optimus Prime and the Minibots. Minibots are the Bumblebee and whatnot. They're deluxe class now, technically, but yeah. But I'm noticing that Prowl is a little bit taller than Jazz. Kinda have a problem with that. Yeah, he's almost dwarfing him. But he seems to be coming right. No. Sunstreaker is taller than Jazz as well. Jazz I always thought of being one of the most tallest, but he was one of the smallest cars. But let's see. Yeah. All of them seem to be everybody that I put chest to chest with him. These two are eye level. But no, they're about the same height. So if you got Wheeljack, he's about the same height as Wheeljack. All of my Jazz comparisons are in vehicle mode, so I'm not gonna mess with them until after I make him a car first. So, transformation. Let's take this gun out of his hand, which as you can see has 2 pegs right there, and it does have an effects port. And you take that off. We can go ahead and put the feet down like that. Rotate these up like that. And we could lift this up, bring this out to the side, and accordion this until it's in that position right there. Now we can detach this pegs into these 2 pegs right there. While we're here, we need to rotate his silver part of his waist around like that. And this part is a little bit tricky. We need to bring this up or have this down like this, and now we can move the head down there, and then we can push that up to fill in that spot. The legs we can tab together, and you can accordion them down like this. Rotate the hands in on both sides. Now we can rotate the shoulder in. This round part needs to be, I guess, facing inward like that, and this peg needs to be sticking out to the side right here, and it kind of like fits into a groove right here. So same thing over here. Rotate that and make sure that this peg is rotated out like that. Now we can bring this down to there and bring this down back here, and it'll clip onto some pegs back there. I don't know where they particularly are, but just know that they're there and that clips on there. Now these pegs go into the side of the door, while this stuff, or the door positions how it needs the positions to get around the other plastic. But yeah, here he is in his faux Porsche mode right there. There is no Porsche detailings on the package, so I'm guessing they did enough changes where they can get around the licensing. They did paint the wheels for the most part. This is a different clip system, it looks like, than this right here, which you can see that black part sticking through. Only thing unfortunate about this mode is the same thing that's unfortunate with the hot rod. You have the feet just completely visible right here. And I didn't mention that he does have ports right there for, you know, like siege effects and whatnot. But you have that sticking out there, but the way they colored it, it's not too much of a problem. And it does roll. Of course, you can port the gun here. And the difference between, I guess, these Studio Series and Kingdom figures is you don't have a whole mess of ports all over their body for the weaponizers. He does still have a port in the back of his back, and he does have these two right there, so it's not totally off the table. If you don't want to port it like this, you can port it like that. So options. I kind of wish that this paint right here, I wish they painted the whole window right there, so you wouldn't even have anything crazy like this little white strip coming down. But it's good. Here is Reveal the Shield Jazz right here. So let me put them flat down. Is a little bit longer and maybe even wider. It's definitely more plastic. I weighed them, but there you are with that. Here is my Transformers animated Jazz right here. They're roughly around the same size and whatnot. And here is my Generation 1 reissue Jazz right there. So, you know what's funny? The G1 figures, the deluxe G1 cars, in vehicle mode, they are not far off. This is almost the exact same size, but in robot mode, I'm pretty sure the new deluxe will be way bigger. And as you notice, they changed the number right here. Oh boy. In Power to Primes, they had like Cybertronian lettering, and that was a big controversy. That when you translate the lettering, it was MAGA, which of course, holy crap, Hasbro shouldn't have wanted no publicity like that. And now somebody's translated that 14 as some type of white supremacy number or some craziness like that. I don't know. I guess they couldn't use the 4 for whatever. That probably skirted around the licensing thing. I can imagine, because this looks identical. This car mode looks identical almost to this G1 toy. And we all know that it's based on a Porsche. So, and here is a War for Cybertron car comparison. The Sunstreaker is way wide, as you can see, but they're looking at the feet exactly the same length. And because it's easy, I'm going to show you all those Jazzes in robot modes compared to them. Let's start the transformation back. Open these things up, and this is why you can't do door wings, because he doesn't have door wings. And I'm going to go ahead and, like, if you twist, that will unpeg itself. I'm going to, like, kind of lift that off of there. You can, I'm going to mess with the arms first before that. Pull this out, rotate this, pull this up, rotate that, bring it down, get the hands out, get the hands out, twist, de-twist, de. Now we can go ahead and push this right here down, like all the way to get out of the way, and then we can lift. Well, let's go ahead and rotate the waist around. Now we can kind of, this was in the way of me pushing the head up. If this isn't stretched out like this, I'm saying you can't get this to clear that. But now that we did that, we can bring this down, and then we need to just position this so that that can peg into there. Now I'm going to unaccordion this and push the back of the knee forward to peg that into place. Push the feet down, push these down. I say pushing them into place, but they don't stay. Separate the legs. And now we can reverse accordion this back into there. Shut this and that. And these two spiky things will fit up under here. You can make it sit a little bit flusher, or you can bring it out. I'm going to bring it out. But here we are back in the robot mode. Let's get the other Jazzes transformed. And here, compared to G1, you can definitely see how far Transformer technology has come. Like, they learn how to do mass shifting and everything to make the robots bigger. As you see, they were the same size in car mode. And the G1 figure, with all of its lack of articulation, ironically, the one thing I had a complaint about with this, he has wrist rotation. So, yeah, there's that. Here they are from the back. Just in case, here he is without the shoulder cannon. And no, I can't figure a way to get the shoulder cannon on him. And here is animated Jazz, who just basically looks like a dude with car parts on him. This guy looks like that too. But this looks like somebody from the Batman animated series with car parts on him. And he even has that thing that I was mentioning with the ball joint right there. You don't need to do this for transformation, but they gave him a ball joint so that he could rotate the wrist. That's cool. Here we go. So, as you can see, and I guess we'll probably find out even more, and when I do reveal the Shield Deluxe Classic, it went really big, but then shrank. So, yeah. The one thing these newer figures have over some of the other figures is the way they did the engineering. Like, this guy doesn't have ankle pivot, but he has pretty much everything else you would need. He even has double jointed elbows. And here is a ton of people's favorite, and this has been one of my favorite Transformers period. Reveal the Shield Jazz right there. He has the same ball jointed wrist situation, but his arms are, pretty much his whole body is filled in. He also has double jointed elbows again. So, and double jointed knees. So, yeah, he is towering over this Jazz, as you can see. Let me bring in a modern day deluxe. Like, here is this Prowl next to Jazz right there. This is back when, this is back before they decided to say, screw it, let's go all the way G1 cartoon accurate. They still stylized them. So, and here is Trailbreaker up against this Jazz right there. Maybe Trailbreaker should be a little bit taller, but when they want to, they can still give us a tall deluxe, but they'll make sure to make them hollow everywhere they can. Here they are from the back. This guy also has, you can't store away his door wings. I mean, you can push them back like this. And he has these pull-out speakers, but you can watch my full review on that. If you want to see a review on any of the Jazz comparisons I just did, just type Transformers Jazz chill review. But yeah. I guess this guy nowadays, if you have all the other War for Cybertron figures, this guy would be essential because he fits the aesthetic more. They're way more G1 cartoon accurate, and he's the height. But this dude is really tall. Too tall to fit in, and he is like super stylized now looking at them side by side. This is like the perfect masterpiece-ish Jazz when I got it years ago. And everybody has the 4 except animated Jazz and this one. But anywho, let me leave him up there. Good figure. Only lacking in a certain areas like no wrist rotation, and this knee situation really bugs the crap out of me. But if you can get around that, which you can technically, you can like make sure you grab it a certain way and move it. But I hate having to be super careful when I'm playing with action figures. I should just be able to make them do whatever. But it's still good. Thank you for watching. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click that shit.